My name is Thomas Vale, or at least it was. I'm a photographer. I had it all. A wife, Allison. Friends, a career. And in one moment it was all taken away. All because of a single photograph. I have it. They want it, and they will do anything to get the negative. I'm keeping this diary as proof that these events are real. I know they are. They have to be.
Nowhere Man. Let me preface this by saying that 1995's Nowhere Man is a criminally underrated TV show that is notoriously hard to find. Pretty much anywhere. It has a loyal fan following that has been trying to get it released on DVD in the early 2000s, even bootlegs were hard to find. Eventually it got a release under the name Nowhere Man, the complete series which, at the moment, has once again become extremely hard to find. The few copies you can find on certain stores cost upward of $89 and more. It doesn't help either that there's a 2019 show with the same name. People with a little bit of creativity can find this however, and seeing the powers that be refuse us this delight. I would recommend doing just that. Be creative. Nowhere Man follows Thomas Vale, a photographer who's just hitting it big, whose life literally gets upended after walking into and out of a restaurant bathroom. His wife doesn't recognize him, his work has been altered, his bank account's closed. Everything he was, everything he did has become a lie. Or is it? What follows is a jump into a psychological thriller that brings both the character of the show as well as the viewer on the brink of insanity. You'll be thinking along with Thomas Vale, played excellently by Bruce Greenwood, as he tries to figure out what is going on, whether it all existed or whether he truly did imagine it all. Of course by the end of episode 1 we know that something fishy went on and that Thomas Vale really does exist, that it happened and that it's true. The reason, you might ask? A mysterious photograph called Hidden Agenda depicting what seemed to be American soldiers hanging and executing people. After it was stolen from his studio he realizes that the powers behind this madness are behind it all and they are looking for the negatives of the photograph to make sure the truth will never be revealed. Nowhere Man is a mix of The Fugitive and 1960's The Prisoner, from which it takes plenty of cues. The creator of Nowhere Man, Lawrence Herzog, was said to be a big fan of The Prisoner, and this is clearly reflected in this show. Much like The Prisoner, Nowhere Man balances social commentary with an exciting mystery to solve. Set in the 90s, this opens up a whole new box of options that could only be dreamt of in the time of The Prisoner. Set in the 90s, most of the aspects in The Prisoner were still a far cry away from reality. During the era of Nowhere Man, however, mass surveillance, identity theft and shadow conspiracies were commonplace in the minds of people around the world thanks to shows like The X-Files and others. Nowhere Man, like most shows of that era, is a bit dated, but that's mainly due to the technological advances we have made since then. A series like this could, if remade or rebooted, be even more plausible as we see how easy it is to overturn a person's life and make them become a non-entity. To completely erase someone seems even more plausible in a way, despite the fact the internet is forever. The show unfortunately only had one season, but with 25 episodes it'll be more than enough to leave you satisfied. Without spoiling anything, the ending does end on a cliffhanger, but the whole run of the series can be considered as complete in my book. Would I have loved to see a second season and more answers? Of course I would, but seeing the track record of a lot of mystery shows in sticking the landing and actually giving us decent answers, I'm kinda glad how Nowhere Man ended. Nowhere Man is an amazing show. As a viewer, you'll be invested in the plight of Thomas Vale and what he, and other plausible victims, go through. The show is chilling, exciting, intelligent and thought-provoking. The acting is superb, and besides some typical 90s cinematography and previously mentioned anachronisms, hold up extremely well 25 years later. Much like The Prisoner, this is must-see television, and it's a damn shame that, unlike McGowan's masterpiece, Nowhere Man doesn't get treated the way it should be. The lack of DVDs and Blu-rays is astounding, and as far as I can tell, it isn't on any streaming platform either for the moment. It is out there, and I would definitely recommend getting it and seeing this. Smash that.